Hi and welcome to Suddenly Comics, uh, Suddenly Comics video, and I'm going to be talking about the Gold Key Dr. Solar Man of the Atom series. This series ran from 1962 through to 1969. And consisted of 27 issues. I have recently collected this series for a number of reasons. Firstly, it's extremely affordable. Considering these comics are 50 to 60 years old, you can pick up most of the copies of this in reasonable grades for less than £20. Or if you're American, less than about $25. And if you're like me and you're a bit of a collector, it's relatively easy to pick up the entire collection. I've only just been collecting these for about a month, and I've managed to get all the issues apart from number 2 and number 26, which I have found available but not in high enough grade for me. The other reason I collect these is I think some of the cover artwork is really stunning, particularly some of the covers by an artist called George Wilson, who was a prolific artist working for Gold Key from the 1960s through the 1970s. And his artwork appears on the covers of a whole range of Gold Key comics, including some of the Star Trek Gold Key comics, which I've also collected. Another reason for collecting these comics is because I do collect because I think they're a good investment, and I think these comics are undervalued given their age and their relative rarity. If you look at the number of CGC copies of these, even number 1, which is obviously the one that's most CGC copies have been registered, as less than 1,000 of them. And some of the other issues, you know, they've got less than 20 or 30 registered CGC copies. And if you compare this to some of the modern, more recent comics, with huge print runs, you know, so Spawn 1, for instance, has got 6,000 registered CGC 9.8s. Well, that's more than the entire series of Dr. Solar CGCs. So I think, you know, these comics will gradually increase in value. And if Dr. Solar appears republished, or even gets a TV series or potentially a film, then these will be, the value of these will rocket. The other thing I like about these is that, and it's something that I noticed with the Star Trek comic, Gold Key Star Trek comics, is that these comics, the cover quality of print and varnish is really excellent, and these covers respond really well to cleaning and pressing. So all of mine I've cleaned and pressed, and they've come up really well, and this is a really nice series. So I'm just going to run through the copies that I've got. See if this works. Here we go. So I'm going to start off with Solar number 1. So this artwork is actually by a guy called Richard Powers. In fact, in the lower left-hand corner, you can see it says Powers, and he did the first couple of issues. The first issues of this comic, actually, instead of having an advert on the back, had a pin-up poster on the back. So here you can see the back of Dr. Solar #1, and it's a poster, and this is really nice. And the first sort of 9-10 issues of this have posters on the back rather than adverts. Haven't got issue 2. This is issue 3. According to the records, this says that this is by George Wilson. To me, this looks more familiar. This looks more like Richard Powers to me. As you'll see, we see some George Wilson artwork coming up. This is number 4 again. The reference site, I said this is George Wilson again. I think this is more similar to the Richard Powers artwork I've seen. Here we go. Now I think we are into George Wilson here, and here we start to get some great covers. You can see Dr. Solar there springing out at the front of the comic, and here we are again. This one unfortunately has got a bit of writing on the front. Dr. Solar versus a very 1960s robot. And here we have a super large Dr. Solar fighting some aircraft. You'll see on the top right hand corner somebody has penciled in 1 shilling. This was obviously somebody in the UK who's selling this. I actually have another copy of this which doesn't have that 1 shilling mark on the cover. Really nice cover again, vibrant red against the black background. I think this is issue 12, another super cover. I think this really holds up well. The reds are strong and vibrant. I think this is a great cover. This is a classic cover, and in fact there was a great homage to this in the Bongo comics. Radioactive Man 106 did a homage to this cover with Homer Simpson on it. But I really like this cover as well. Another one similar to one of the ones we saw earlier, and another super cover here. I really like these Dr. Solar covers by George Wilson. And another, these are all paintings. This one's just stunning. I think this one probably is my favorite cover. I'd be interested to see if anybody's got any comments about which their favorite cover is. Dr. Solar versus Primo. Dr. Solar versus some sort of robotic scorpions. I've got 2 copies of this, both of them in really nice condition. Dr. Solar against an atomic machine. Who wins? Dr. Solar against some sort of mind monster that's come to life. And unfortunately, this copy has got a stamp on the front of it. You can just see it on the monster's head. Dr. Solar versus microscopic aliens from outer space. Dr. Solar's main enemy is somebody called Neuro. So Neuro plots to conquer the Earth. And another giant robot. Here we've got another robot. Robots this one's called King Cybernoid. Dr. Solar rescuing some people from a shipwreck. Got another giant robot head. This time trying to eat Dr. Solar. This comic's in fantastic condition. I think it may even be it's an 8.5 or a 9, I think. This is number 25. Unfortunately, this has got quite a nasty crease on the cover. I'm not sure you can see it in this photograph, top left-hand corner. So I might try and find another copy of this if I can. And finally, this is the last issue of Dr. Solar. Man of the Atom from the Gold Key series in the 1960s. You'll see the price has gone up from 12 cents to 15 cents. And so that concludes the Dr. Solar collection that I've put together. I think they're really great comments about which cover they think is the best. I have some great covers here. So I hope you've enjoyed this short video about the Gold Key Dr. Solar Man of the Atom comic series. Thank you.